Most of the time we know when we're being manipulated, like when we're watching a political ad or listening to, some politician speak about some issue or whatever. I'd like to point out some very, sneaky ways that they do it, because they do it without you even knowing sometimes. So I just want to point out two ways that they do that. First of all, $2 a gallon gas. Someone is trying to get reelected here, They wouldn't be doing that if they didn't think it would give them a shot at being reelected. And yes, it's primarily the Republicans that are in the oil industry. So they're lowering the gas, and they're thinking that you're going to remember, hey, they stole all this oil. And people have been saying, hey, how come you don't pass that savings along to us, the people? So they, they sneakily lowered the gas prices, and now they want something in return for it. If you fall for that, I mean, you're pretty stupid, because they're going to jack up the prices after the election either way. If they win, they're going to be like, well, these people are so stupid. We got to get more money from them. They're going to give it to us anyways. And if they don't win, they're going to be like, those fucking bastards didn't re-elect us, fucking jack up the gas prices, So you're going to lose either way. But I just thought you'd like to know that they are trying to lower the gas prices in order to get your votes. And, oh, you don't believe me? Well, I just happen to have this New York Times excerpt. I actually get the New York Times headlines in my email every day. So this was a month or two back. Here, take a look at this. And this says quite clearly that they are trying to use the gas prices as part of the debate, as part of the reason why they should be reelected. And sneakily hidden in the business section, you see, it's more of a call to arms than an actual stating out loud, we lowered gas prices, come on people, you got to give us your votes. Another thing I noticed recently in the city here, you'll see big, huge billboards. They're plastered all over the city. The so-called red campaign. Red campaign. Gap. They just have this red campaign. I'll show you a picture of it from their website. And they have these, I don't know, they're just stars, just, all different pictures of stars dressed in red. And it's supposedly a campaign against AIDS. They're going to raise money to fund research for AIDS. Now, Apple is also doing this. They released the red iPod. I mean, nothing people do is by accident. So when you see companies like this do this, a red campaign, everybody knows the color red is, as far as, colors of parties, that's Republicans. They're the red. So they have companies launching their red campaigns this close to election. I mean, it's kind of obvious, but unless you were, looking out for this kind of stuff like I am, you might not have noticed it. So, yeah, that's another thing. It's like a political campaign and advertising campaign. There's both campaigns, so they actually work quite well together, don't they? They would just love, love, love to just get you to vote for them so they don't have to steal the elections. You got to watch out for, election stealing in the ballots. Let's not forget butterfly ballots. That's the old school way. They make it look like you're voting for one guy, but you're really voting for the other. That's a dirty trick. It worked before. But now we have electronic voting machines, which are known in the past to hand over elections to the wrong people. When polls say 75% for one guy and the other guy wins, it's just crazy. And it's never happened in the 200 years of American history that we see exit polls being wrong. And now they're wrong all the time. Oh, they're always wrong now. Well, you got to look out for that. So, I mean, I would give my vote on paper, just write out who I'm voting for, sign it, and just give it in there. There's no law against that. There's no law saying, hey, we're not going to count your vote unless you stick your finger in this electronic voting machine, There's no law. Oh, and I think we all owe John Kerry a big thank you because he might be stupid, George Bush might be stupid, maybe, but the fact of the matter is, when times were getting tough, when there was all these distractions on issues of all this crap that people want to distract you from the real issue, the issue that matters, the issue that's going to make people vote this time, he brought it right back. He brought it right back to Iraq. Now, okay, you'd say, hey, got some criticism, but you know what? No publicity is bad publicity, right? So he brought that shit right back to Iraq. People are going to remind themselves, yeah, John Kerry says something about the troops. Okay, but who sent the troops to go die? Who made those troops kill hundreds of thousands of innocent people? Who did that? People realize who's the real bad guys here. People realize that 75% of America knows what the right thing to do is. 75% of America is going to be heroes this election and actually save lives and not give in to some bullshit line about we got to kill lives in order to save them. That's the wrong way to do things.